Hayden over here trying to smother the mess out of Gary. I said, Tamara got you pressed like that, sir? But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chester for Tyler Perry Sistas, Season 8, Episode 11. Okay, y'all, so first thing first, let me know y'all thoughts on tonight's episode down below. I said, Hayden. I said, Hayden said, look, I ain't started, but I'm going to finish it. I said, look, I'm even more confused. Because what is really going on? You got somebody over here trying to attack Andy from behind. The way she hid behind that thing. You got somebody trying to attack her. Hayden over here trying to smother Gary. Hudson on the phone talking about we got a problem with somebody. And not to mention Robin. I don't know what he got going on. But okay, on tonight's episode, this episode, Robin was telling Andy that they on the same side, basically letting her know that she could trust him or whatever. He only looking out for her best interests or whatever. He ends up mentioning, how the partner's not gonna like the fact that she goes from one scandal to another one. And I said the same thing last week. I said she do be over here like it's always revolving around Gary. So of course they're gonna get fed up. But yeah, she was still talking about going back to work, and that's when he over here talking about I still have feelings for you, or whatever he said. He basically said he still want her. He started talking about something about I should have used my lips instead of my words. So something he said, and I was confused. I was like, is he talking about the last time he was in town? Then I thought about it. I was like, oh, when they was about to kiss the other day, over here trying to kiss, and you over here accused of attempted murder. Well, yeah, he started talking about kissing her or whatever, and he asked for her consent. Or whatever, and just kept on talking about kissing her. He started moving closer or whatever. She just started smiling and stuff. I said, Andy. I said, focus, Andy, focus. Or whatever. But she ends up saying, wait. He says he been running from what he feels for her or whatever. And she ends up telling him that he's a narcissist just like Gary. And she basically accuses him of trying to kiss her just so she won't go back to work. And she ends up telling him that she's still going back to work. And I already knew she was going to regret it based on the synopsis or whatever. But yeah, they showed Jordan. He over here. I said, Jordan over here acting all tough. Now, when you should have been speaking up for somebody, you over here on hush mode. Now you want to over here talk crazy to police officers and stuff. Make it make sense. But yeah, he was over there waiting on Penelope to get done with questioning. I said, oh, Lord, she in there by herself. Look, both of them. They sister and brother for real. You got him over here talking crazy to police officers and stuff. And you got her over here confessing to something she don't even know if she did or not. I said, I don't think you're supposed to be telling him this stuff. Because he over here, he pretending he like, yeah, where did you go or whatever. Talking all calmly, more calmly than he was with Andy, that's for certain. It looked like Karen finally finna get Aaron a chance. I said, if she miscarried one of these babies, Zach baby, I said, oh my goodness, here we come. Here we go. But yeah, she was on the phone with him. They basically agreed to go out together. And I said, oh, finally, she about to move on, hopefully. But Zach kept blowing her up and texting her and everything. And she was getting distracted. And the client kept making all these faces and stuff. And I said, she gonna leave. Her client ends up walking out because she was distracted. And she was like, she'll come back when she not so distracted. But I said, I missed two parts. I missed the part where, what's his name? Agent Watts told Penelope that she was under arrest. I missed that part. I just seen him walking her out. And the other part, how did Karen end up at Zach and Fatima's house? I missed that part as well. I said how she ended up at Zach and Fatima's house. She drove, duh. But that's not what I meant. I mean, it cut off. The BT app cut off. But yeah, let's see. Oh, they showed somebody following Andy or whatever, and I don't think she hid then. I think she hid towards the end of the episode or at the end of the episode. They said she's supposed to be getting attacked. Now, on next week's episode, she's supposed to be, not next week's episode, but January 1st. Look like she's supposed to be pepper spraying the guy or whatever. But they also said that she's supposed to find out about Robin's new obsession or his obsession or something like that. I said, it got to be her, right? It got to be her related. But yeah, let's see. Sabrina and Rich was playing basketball. That's all that was going on there. Might as well finish up with them. So she ends up beating him. So now I think he has to get her a bubble bath or something like that. Rich ends up getting a call from the lab, and they said he had to come in because something went wrong with his sample. And I said, of course. I said they literally just got done saying how they finally on the same page. They over here talking about their future daughter and everything. And now here we go. What happened to that guy? What happened to the guy that was going to get her the sample? And in regards to Tony and Danny, I don't even know what they doing at this point. Because he always trying with her and she always rejected him. I don't even know what happened. I think she was basically trying to take into consideration everything that Carisha said about, her vices, about how she used substances as well as sex, to deal with everything she dealing with or whatever. But she was like, okay, she not going to view sex in that way or whatever. But then she kept thinking about it. I don't know what he said. He said something that reminded her, and something about triggering or whatever. She basically felt like he was trying to analyze her. And I said, okay. What's really going on at this point? Like, is it more to the story? I think she did speak on more happening or whatever, but I don't know at this point, because the man can only try for so long. He can only try for so long. I don't know, y'all. I don't know how to feel about them no more. I don't even want them together no more at this point. Because what? They was the couple that I was rooting for out of all of them. Because Jordan up out of there. Rich over here, he trying. But I said, I guess we just got to wait and see how these couples play out. Hayden ends up telling Fatima not to get too comfortable, and that reminded me of the trailer for next week's episode. I think Robin's supposed to call Andy and said something about Andy has been, I don't know if he said removed permanently or something like that. So they cut to the scene where they holding Gary down. I said, I said, here it come. I knew Hudson was hiding something. I don't know what he hiding, but he hiding something. But yeah, they holding him down and stuff. Hudson ends up telling Gary to snap out of it. And Gary's still asking for Andy. I said, oh my goodness. But yeah, he was still asking for Andy or whatever. Why Hudson gonna tell him basically that more than likely Andy was the one that stabbed him? And he was saying how he doesn't believe it or whatever. And that's when he told them to sedate him. Talking about he got power of attorney and all that. I said, Gary, you done messed up. I knew he was watching this lady around him for a reason. But yeah, Hudson ends up having them to sedate him. At first, Gary was like, no, and all that stuff. But they did it anyways. Andy, hard-head tail, made it back to the office. She just walked up in there. Smiling and happy and stuff. Fatima greeted her or whatever. But Fatima ends up telling Andy that Robin's having a meeting with the partners. I said, did they call the meeting or did Robin call the meeting? Look, I need answers, because at this point, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, she done walked her little happy tail up in there after he told her not to show back up. So they ended up walking out or whatever. They just walking past her. I said, don't nobody on these doggone shows believe in informing nobody about what's going on. She was finna get ready to not make partner, because she was already a partner, I think. But she was supposed to be one of the big bosses. And you can't tell her what's going on. You can't warn her. But yeah, they walked straight past her. But she ends up asking Mr. Benson what's going on. He ends up telling her that it's for the best. And she was like, what's for the best? He walked off. Next thing you know, Robin ends up telling her basically she's being put on leave. And her offer for managing partner has been taken back, basically. She ends up slapping him and telling him he's responsible or whatever. Do y'all think he really responsible? I said, I don't know, but something shady going on for sure. Something definitely going on. I don't know if he's trying to look out for her. I don't know if he's trying to prove that somebody else did it and it's all a part of his plan. I don't know what's really going on, because there's so much going on at once. Who knows? But it's the part where I said, okay, it cut off, so I missed it. I was like, at what point did she come over to their house? But yeah, Karen was confronting Zach about doing too much. Said he been blowing her up about the babies, talking about daycares, talking about breastfeeding and all this stuff. Fatima felt some type of way. She ends up mentioning he doing too much. It look like on next week's episode, she gonna be telling Karen about herself. And Karen's supposed to go into labor. Hayden and Tamara. So, look, they still at it, basically. That's all that happened with them. She tried to kiss him, and he wouldn't kiss her to my son. That's where Gary been at or whatever. I said, but you still messing around with her. I said, I don't understand why you acting shocked. This literally what she was doing. I don't know if she's still doing it. Well, obviously she's still doing it, but yeah. I said, this is what she do. Why is you over here? Y'all know the saying. I ain't gonna say it, but y'all know the one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Can't make no what you call into a wife. I think that's how it goes. But yeah, he really mad. I said, he's really mad. I said, he go crazy over anybody he with. He ends up asking Tamara if she told anybody about Gary and her, something like that. She was like, no, or whatever. He ends up saying how he wants to talk to Gary. Penelope. So Agent Watts was talking to her all calmly and everything. He ends up asking her, telling her that he tried to protect her. Why did she leave? Where did she go? Or whatever. She just in here spilling the beans. Then she go. I said, why would you say? Okay, so let's backtrack. He was telling Penelope how he tried to protect her. Penelope ends up saying how she still wanted to forgive Gary. She ends up revealing that she followed him to the place where him and Andy was gonna get married or whatever. And he was like, what happened or whatever. She was like, I don't know what happened or whatever. she says how something about she blacked out or whatever. She said, all I know is I had blood all over my hands or whatever. And I said, do you know that? Or did your brother tell you that? I said, because at first you said you don't remember any of that. But correct me if I'm wrong. But did she say or admit to stabbing Gary? I said, no, you wasn't supposed to say that. I said, where's your lawyer? I know. She's talking about, then she said she couldn't afford a lawyer or something like that. But don't they supposed to give like a some type of lawyer? What's it called? A public defender? Or is that for people who've been charged? I don't know how that works. But yeah, she over here just spilling the beans. Talking about she don't stab him. She done got herself arrested. She done got arrested for something she didn't even do. More than likely, she didn't do it. But let's see. Danny ends up stopping Tony when they was about to sleep together. He tries to figure out, what's wrong with her. He ends up telling her basically, if you're gonna push me away, I'm gonna leave. So he ends up leaving. And right when he leaving, it look like she having a what's it called? A heart attack. They end up showing Penelope in handcuffs. I said, look, you did it to yourself. And finally we get to the part that I've been waiting on. Hudson is in the room with Gary or whatever. I think he took out his phone. Did his phone ring or did he take out the phone? I think he took out the phone and he called somebody and he was like, we have a problem. And he was like, let me go somewhere more private. And he went outside the door and I was like, how is that private? But he kept walking. I said, no, come back. Let me hear a voice. We want to hear a voice or something. I said, I knew it. I said, I knew it. I said, I knew he was hiding something. But I said, you know what? This doesn't necessarily mean that he had anything to do with Gary being stabbed. He could just be taking advantage of the moment. We don't know. They over here got us playing the guessing game still. But either way it go, he was on the phone with somebody. He's clearly up to something. That's why he wanted Andy to stay away. And that's why he allowed her to go in that doggone room so he could set her up. I said, you know what? We not going to find out who did it until the end of this doggone season, y'all. I said, with this writing, y'all know what's going to happen? They gonna say that that's not really Gary in that bed. That's his twin brother. And Gary is the one that was on the phone with Hudson. But nah, y'all. I don't know when we gonna find out. Because we finna be at episode 12. Now, it usually be what? 20 episodes? 21? But the last thing that happened is Hayden. Hayden went in Gary's room, tells him he deserves to die or whatever. Then he grabs a pillow. I think he gonna be interrupted by that phone call by Robin. But yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is her girl. So the name be safe.